Hey everybody, Luxinda Swirl here. This is hopefully the beginning of my individual sized snack board project from the April Mr. Nola's Glitters Wanderlust box, April 2021. It is a beach themed box, and inside was provided a beautiful small individual cutting board basically. And I have already painted it black. I painted on with a foam brush some acrylic black paint, and then I spray painted black over that to get a smooth finish. And now I'm going to give this a try. This is the Misty Twilight interference mica powder from the box. So we have two box things going on here. And I'm just going to try brushing this on because I really don't know. It should show up on a black surface, but you know, this part is kind of an experiment because I don't know how it's going to look. So let's just see. Whoa, way too much. All right, there we go. Just spread all this out. It apparently, according to the souvenir card, this is Misty Twilight Mica, a 10-gram jar of iridescent electric blue purple mica that will remind you of a hazy sunset after a long beach day. All right, so that is sort of what I was hoping we would get here against our black background, because interference micas and iridescent micas require and chameleon mica, all sorts of fancy shifty micas require a black background to show their effects. So I was hoping if I just painted this on, I would get sort of a blue tint to the board to start this project off. And I wouldn't say it's electric blue exactly, but it's definitely blue, depending on how you hold it. So put a little more on. I drilled a hole in mine. You may notice it doesn't look like the board that I pulled out of the box when I did the unboxing, and I'll link to the unboxing below in the description so you can take a look at that if you haven't already watched it, or if you watched it and you really, really want to watch it again for some reason. Oh, I can't imagine why, but you know. Anyway, a little bit more, and I'm going to call it a done deal here. So that will be the next thing I do, is take this outside on the deck and do a spray coat of clear over it to seal this mica in place. And we're back. Okay, so now that I put a couple layers of spray clear on it, look how blue it looks. That really makes a difference, so I guess you need to activate it. It occurred to me that I have these wonderful chameleon mica hulls mixed up for a cup I did recently. For this cup I did recently. Mica hulls are iridescent or chameleon micas, interference micas, on a black base under resin. So I have the mica hulls still mixed up, and I thought, well, let's drop some of those on the board and see what it looks like. It might look like crap, but it might look kind of pretty. So these are my let's see, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7 mica hulls. Just need to, I don't remember which are which. The only one I can identify right now without a label on it is the Rocket Man, which is pink, but it looks green in certain angles. Okay. I'm just going to drop these on and we'll see what happens. Okay, here's some 91% isopropyl alcohol that I purchased at Walmart and transferred to a slightly smaller bottle just to make it easier to work with. I'm going to spray some of this on here. Basically, I want these to sort of all mix together a little better. Ooh, that's pretty. Look at that. Sort of cascadey sort of thing there. And I'll seal it under some more clear spray, and we will go back in the craft room, mix up some resin, and go on to the next step. Stay tuned. And we're back. Okay, so I have my board sprayed with matte clear. I've got my, these are resin pieces I poured a while ago in a different video. I can link to that below if you want to see how I made them. A couple of cute little seahorses, and they're going to be the centerpiece here. I am going to put some of our, from the box, Makai decorative shells around them. I'm also going to try and get some of our, each of the 4 glitters. We have Jasmine Fox, Garden of the Gods, Shipwreck Beach, and Sea Whip. I would just be sprinkling these around. And yeah, we'll see what we get. I have it taped off because I don't want the resin to go anywhere just yet. And I'll come back in about an hour. This is regular art epoxy resin, so it won't be set up in an hour. It'll still be fluid, but much, much, much thicker than when I first mix it and put it on here. And then I'll take the tape off, and if it wants to go over the sides, that'll be fine. I'll pull this little stopper out. We'll see what we get. Yeah, so I'm gonna suit up and mix up about 3 ounces of resin. Actually, I'm gonna take these guys out. I will put them on top of the resin when I get a little bit in there. And then I'll probably put a little more over them and over the whole thing, and then I'll put the other pieces on. It may require another finishing layer of resin later, but you know, one layer at a time is what we're working on right now. So here we go. And we're back. Okay, let's see what we ended up with. It looks really pretty. I will tell you, full transparency, I came in here, it was not quite 3 hours after I turned the camera off. So I stripped the tape off. You saw that. That was about 7:30 last night. And then at like 10:15, so not quite 3 hours later, I came in and I took a popsicle stick and I just ran it across the bottom edge all the way around, and I got rid of most of the drips, and they didn't come back. I could have taped this off. I could have used liquid latex or even glue to get rid of, or to be able to easily pull off all of the remaining resin that dripped down and sort of clung to the bottom. But you know, honestly, I don't really care. This is going to be against the wall. This is the part I'm interested in. I still have a hole, so putting something in the hole until you pull the tape and then pull out the little plug. So you have a viable drilled hole here to put I think like a piece of leather strap or leather string, leather thong, whatever you call it, and then tie that and be able to hang that to the wall. So let's come on over here. This one isn't quite full. This is my little unicorn guy again. So we're going to put that aside, but I got these two. I got this one topped off. This is a little bear and rabbit. I had a lot more resin left over than I expected. If I'd been a little better prepared, I could have gotten something possibly more useful than, than these two molds out of it. But, you know, quick thinking on my part. Yay. All right, so here we have our beautiful Seascape with our Seahorses. I like how it looks. I think it looks beautiful here. I'm going to do it this way so it all fits in frame. I think it looks gorgeous. It could use another layer on top there. Whoops. It is not completely covered. You can still feel, well, obviously you can feel the shells and whatnot, but they are all seriously embedded in the first layer. So at this point, I'm just going to leave it like this. Honestly, if you wanted to cover it with more, you could. You could also probably spray or paint some varnish on if you wanted to do that. Or you could just leave it like it is, which is what I'm going to do, because I think it's beautiful. I like how the glitters turned out. I used a little bit of all four. Again, I know most of the board was out of frame because I did a very, very bad job of checking my camera before I started placing everything into the just poured resin. So I apologize for how that looked. I tried to speed through it so you wouldn't have to deal with too much. I wanted you to see me putting stuff down. I need to find a place on a wall to hang it so I can show you what it looks like. Let's see how these turned out. This will be a struggle. I will fast forward. Yay! A little bunny rabbit. Little bunny rabbit. A little bow. To make a chess set with these guys. Then I have my little unicorn, which isn't quite ready yet, and there were a whole bunch of others in the box I bought. I'll link to everything below in case you want to make these cute little guys. Thanks everyone. Stay safe. I'll see you in the next video.